Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome to this week's Mixed Media Soul Sparks. Every week I like to bring you some new ideas, fresh perspectives, unusual materials, and just ways to just generally inspire you and get you to think outside the box. This week I want to share with you some fabrics, and I know I have a lot of textile artists that I work with, and I love how they work creating almost like paintings using fabrics. But I'm going to use fabrics to create texture in this week's video. And I'm working with a product. This is a fabric stiffener. And I'm sure there's many different brands out there. I've even made my own using white glue. So you can buy this stuff, or I'm sure you can find some recipes online. But it's called the glue that sticks. And let me just first talk about some of these materials I have. Now this is a background painting this has got some crackle paste from a long time ago and some other things going on. But I'm going to cover most of this up. And my idea is to really get the fabric to be raised up and have a lot of texture. Now this is cheesecloth that actually has some paint on it, so it's already kind of stiff. Usually when you get it, it's very soft like this. So you can start off with it just like this, very soft, and you're going to soak it in this solution, or you can use other things that you've used for something else. Some of the other fabrics I have, these are, of course, my dryer sheets, which I've taken and added some paint to. Now, if I wanted to use these, they're a little more stiff, but I could still get them to kind of crinkle up. This is just a different color one. There's also these type of fabrics that are like an open weave fabric. So many different fabrics can be used. Let me just show you this one little thing I made using a layering of these. So I soaked the fabrics, and this is a paper, a dryer sheet, and then this open weave fabric. And I soaked it with the fabric stiffener. Then I took them and I laid them on top of this, took a rubber band. Where's my rubber band? Here it is. Took a rubber band and just put it around like this and let it dry. Then when it dried, I took it off and I can trim it around here. I could even build up more layers. It's still kind of soft, but do you see how stiff it makes it? So that was just, tissue paper, different kinds of papers. Lots of possibilities for using with this. There's another kind of interfacing, which is it interfacing? It's a fusible web. This is fusible web that comes on a backing paper. It's very soft, and I might try adding some of this to the piece. This is what it looks like if you put paint on it, so you could do it both ways. Now let's just go back here, and I think I'm just going to start with this cheesecloth. And I'm going to just cut some to size. So I don't have to stick the whole thing in there. Just going to go over here. Now there's a couple of ways you could do this. You could just take you could take this and just put it directly onto the surface like this, and then kind of brush it on, or you can put it in something and kind of soak it. Now, because I want this to be both a glue and a stiffener, I'm going to take that little part I just put on there and put it over here to act as a glue. I've even made some interesting sculptures using this with nylon stockings over a wire support. And I think that's in my last book, Awakening Your Creative Soul. So you can always take a look at that chapter. Now I've kind of just picked it up. I want to just work it into the fabric. So if I need a little more, it's a great idea to wear gloves because this is like glue. And then as I work it into the fabric, I just kind of knead it and move it around. Open it back up. And when I put it on, let's see, pull this out. I want to kind of raise it up, so I'll show you a piece I already have finished that's, okay, here we go. And I can layer more fabrics onto this, but it's best if you do it one layer at a time. So if you want to raise it up a lot, you noticed I cut my piece fairly close to the size of the board. If you want to pull it up a lot, you might want to cut it much larger. But I'm not so concerned with having it go all the way to the edge. So it gives me enough room. Now, if I think I'm not going to have enough glue, I can always just come back in and squeeze some more on top. But I don't want it to sink down in. I want it raised up. So you can work with it, get it to the level where you want it, let it dry, and if you need to add some more, or if you add another layer of this, it's easy enough to do. So what do you do after this is dry, and what do you do with this? So let me just get this kind of arranged, and I'll show you what you can do. Okay, so move that out of the way. Now this is one that I have added the cheesecloth. There's some of the gold open weave fabric. I think I even embedded some of the fusible web in there. And this is all dry, it's stiff. And the back panel was already painted, just like that one. So, I would suggest that you start with some color on the background rather than just a white background, just so you have some depth there. Now what I'm going to show you, let me just get some of this glue off my fingers. I'm going to be using a heavy body paint. So let's just talk about the differences right now. If I wanted the paint to flow down into the background, that's where I would use a fluid paint. I'll just put a little bit out here. So I want it to be really wet. Then I can take it and it's going to sink down below the fabric. So if you started with a white board, you might want to do this so you can get some paint down into that background first. But then you want the paint to sit up on the surface, like I did with the copper here. We can see this okay. Get a nice close in of how this is sitting up on this fabric, and you see how stiff it is. So I'm using heavy body paint. This particular one is by Deco Art. It's a texture paint, but it's a little bit different copper color than what I have on there. But it'll work. So if I take it here and I just start to drag the brush over the top, I'm loading it up. It's going to sit up on the surface rather than flowing down to the background. And this is really going to accentuate that texture. And I can let this dry. I could then come back in with a more fluid paint, but I would really let those layers dry in between the layers of paint. So I like how this blue is peeking out from behind, and I'm getting this really nice texture on the fabric. Even these little details of where it might be stretched really thin, like just a thread, I think it's very interesting. So if I went over here where this paint is wet and I tried to do it, it's going to start to blend. The fabric's not going to get soft again, but the paint is still wet, so I'm going to get a blending, whereas here I don't. So just remember, if you want to have this nice gradation of color, then let the underlying colors dry. Put this on. You can always come back in with another color on top. That's a little soft right there. If I wanted to, I could come back in and just pour some of this on top. Let that soak in. So this is a lot of fun. Think about, you could even do, like I said, the sculptural pieces. You could do 3D pieces by getting the fabric stiff. So I will put some ideas in the notes for you. I'll finish this piece and you can have a look, and I hope it inspires you to even find some new ways to use fabrics in your work. Thought just came to me, if you wanted to do this, say on paper, and then you could cut up the paper and fabric combination like this and then add it into another piece as a collage element. That's another possibility. So as you know, nothing goes to waste. We just keep using these things. And I'll clean off my brush onto here and use it in the next piece. So check out the website for all the available online self-paced classes. All the Creative Soul courses are now available individually. You can still work with me within the teaching platform if you have questions. If you want me to look at something, you just post and I'll answer your question. So thanks for joining me this week. And if you're looking for a new website or a way to really help you market your work, I really recommend FASO, Fine Art Studio Online. I've been with them for probably a dozen years, and they're so helpful at getting your work up there and getting it out so other people can see it. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Join the Creative Awakening Community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.